Good morning, everybody. It is bright and early, and I'm headed to one of my very favorite thrifting events, Thriftapalooza. Last time I got very lucky here, so I'm hoping to have good luck here today. I have my VIP entry and my Hulkin bag, my bubble mailers, so I am prepped and ready to go. Also, I'm with my mom. There she is. She doesn't want to be in it, but she doesn't want me to not tell you she's here. So she is present in the background. Okay, so I have my tote and my badge, and I get a few extra minutes shopping this morning. Yay! Before the mass gets in, you guys, the line. I don't know if you can see out the door. It's gonna be a really busy event. So here is my very first purchase, this beautiful box. Love it. And then I also picked up this very cute little timer because the last one sold really well for me. Oop, as I break it. Oop, there it goes. And then this painting. And my mom has the mate to it. So I thought this was really beautiful too. So yeah, great start. Another box that I am loving. It is 15. Oh, you can hear the cheering in the background. Everyone's excited to get in the door. So I think I'm gonna get this. I also really am digging these. Well, no. They're 25 and 15, which is not a bad price because butterfly things can go for a lot, but that's something I'm gonna think about, see if I can get some better deals further into the show. So Mom and I zeroed in on the brass. So I was gonna grab this guy, nice wall hanging, and then the teeniest little duck you have ever seen for $1. And then she's getting a bunch of mini figurines for her little grab bags. So this painting is insane. And I really dig it. It's just horrifying, but I love it. I'll have to ask how much it is. All right. So these are all Mom's finds. Candle holders, stone box, lots of minis. Just grab these adorable bird paintings. They were $9 each. I just love the soft blue. They're just so happy. So Mom just found this, and it is 15. And the butterfly is awesome, so I think she's gonna try to get it. I don't pick up a lot of silver, but this 4-leaf clover definitely caught my eye. So I am putting this in my bag. The screen is beautiful. It is 20. Oh, I love it. Man, I just don't know if that's a good price or not because I'm not familiar with these screens. So I'll probably pass on it and probably regret it. I've never seen carved wood ones. Just usually brass. It's $6 for the pair. These are so sweet. It's $8 for, it looks like, 3 of them. I would never want to use them because they're so beautiful. So this booth I'm in is very lovely and curated. Oh, Mom just found this cute little bag. She has a lot of great stuff. Of course, I wanted that box. And just so many beautiful things. So I just picked up this wooden box from her booth. And the amazing thing is this little hole there allows you to slide out the drawer. It's phenomenal and it feels so soft. I'm usually not a fan of that velvet art, but this is really, really beautiful. It's $60, it's framed. It's a little more than I'd want to spend, but now I'm going to be on the hunt for this type of velvet art. So I have lost my mom. She left me in the dust to find all the deals. So typical. The picking's been really good here. I'm usually not tempted by too many rugs just because they're heavy and bulky and usually pricey. This one's $150 and it is, you can just tell, it's a stunner. And I also like this pillow. So you guys know I'm trying to learn about glass and pick it up, and I thought this was really unusual, and it has some like stamping or etching on the bottom. So I just got it for $6. So Mom, like I said, she was out looking for the good stuff, and she did. She found it. So this was how much?
This is $5.
$5.
It's got a piece of
$3.
repair.
There's some repair stuff, and then she got that for $1. And then she picked up this for me because I'm doing a treasure hunt for my son's birthday. And so we need all these little boxes, and this was $3.
Pretty.
Just grab this seasonal painting for $5. It's just done on board, but I just love the unusual size of it. It's really long. This table literally took my breath away. Look at the curves on it. It's $99, which is a good price, but you guys know me in furniture. I just can't bring myself to do it, and I don't need it in my own house, but it is a stunner. This vendor had the best collection of dogs and other animals. They're all from her personal collection because she's a dog groomer. And I want to buy all of them. They're just adorable. More cutie pies coming home. It was $5 for the pair. And I can't tell if they were intentionally painted or not, because I kind of really like the turquoise, but I've never seen it before. Mom just got these. She made quick work. I saw her from across the way go working fast, grabbing stuff. I really want this bamboo stand. It's $125. I love it. Yeah. This vendor has some really beautiful pieces. These wood candle holders. I think I want to get this ceramic plant riser. It's $16. It's really beautiful. I'm trying to decide if it sits straight enough for a plant. It is listing a little. And then some myrtle wood pieces. Like a vase that actually has the insert in it. So I just picked up the most incredible brass apple box. It's amazing. So I'm in another really curated, lovely booth. And of course, these all caught my eye because they're just, this one is so well done. But there are many things that I want. All the pottery. And even her furniture pieces are great. This little guy here, I've been tempted to pick up. It is $55 and it even has the original plaque on it. And it's a vintage wooden filing cabinet table. So it's actually on legs. Well, she put it on legs. And I love it. Oh my goodness, something mini, $3. Oh, I don't need it, but I want it. This is a very interesting piece. I'm assuming it's mixed metal or silver. Like, I guess maybe it's just like super tarnished. But I feel like, I can't tell on the back. So I just grabbed this cool brass eagle and this very silly thing to go in a treasure box for my son's birthday party. Grab this stone box and this wood one. This for my husband, thank you. This really interesting framed ink drawing, pen drawing, and then this little like treasure box thing again for my son's party. That was $2. You guys, this is the mate to something I just sold. The one I sold is more interesting because it had the really cool handle. Okay, so that is a wrap. That was fun and really good. Really good. I think it was even better than last year, and last year was good. So my mom and I both got 2 Hulkins full of stuff, and the deals were great, anywhere from like literally 50 cents up to like, you know, prices you'd expect to pay if you were at like an antique mall. Okay, this is the problem with the Hulkins. They wheel too good. I'm going down a hill, ready to lose all my stuff, and we got to figure out where we parked. Mom, I think we parked over here. Anyways, really good day. Okay, everyone, we are in my studio space. And before we get to the haul portion of this video, because I'm going to recap some of the stuff that I got at Thriftapalooza, not everything. Most of the pieces are going to be available on Etsy, so I want to showcase some of the ones that are like a standout piece. And then I have some stuff from an estate sale and some stuff I got in the mail because you guys know I've been buying in bulk. So I'm going to show you more than what you saw in the footage, but I have a few announcements to make before we get to all that haul stuff. So first off, I am having real issues with the art behind me. This is the second time I've had to film this video because it keeps focusing on everything around me, and I don't know that until I see the footage on my actual computer. Like, I can't tell in the viewfinder that's right here if it's fully on me or if it's going somewhere else. And I have never had this problem until I made this art. So this is going. This is going to be out the door if I can't film in this spot. So a gallery wall has to come again because for whatever reason, this, I don't know if it's the white, it looks like eyeballs. I don't know. It's supposed to focus on me. So anyways, I apologize in advance if it keeps focusing on the art or my giraffe or something else behind me, not my face. So just wanted to give you a warning. We're just gonna have to roll with it until I take this down by the next video. But an exciting announcement today, the day that I'm filming this video, is my 4-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So yes, I started it 4 years ago. And if you guys want a really good giggle, you should watch my very first video. Now I know some of you, when you find me, you will then go all the way back and bless your heart to watch all my old videos. But the first one, it is so painful to watch now. It's just so cringe. I can't even believe it. So I'm going to encourage you to watch it, because if you guys need a laugh today, it's gonna give you a laugh. And you'll see how far I've come in terms of being on camera. And also how good the quality is. Now I say the good the quality is, and I just warned you that the quality of this video today might not be great. So I guess that's not an accurate statement. But compared to that, I think me being out of focus is even better than that first original video, which I think I even filmed on my phone. So yeah, I'm gonna link that down below. So I will not make you go through the whole archive of videos to see that first video, but it's definitely worth a watch because it is so bad. It is so bad. So when I reflect on 4 years, I have like mixed feelings about it. One, I'm just like, I can't believe how much has changed. And then on the other hand, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been 4 years. Like when you start journeys like this, you kind of think like, okay, in 4 years, I'm gonna hit like super big milestones. But as my husband is always reminding me, he's like, you did not focus your sole like attention on your YouTube channel until really recently. I started to make it more of a priority, and then now I'm going to be focusing on it more full time. And so my growth now should probably go a little bit faster than the beginning, when I was just really like doing maybe a video a month, trying to fit it in. It's just, YouTube is a long game, and it's really, really hard for someone like me who's deeply impatient to grow something that takes this long. So one thing that I thought was really interesting is that today was my big Etsy workshop. It's on their YouTube channel. So if you missed watching that Etsy workshop live, you can actually watch the replay on their YouTube channel. So I'll link that down below too. I just thought it was really fascinating that my 4-year anniversary happened to also be the date of something big and exciting that happened because of YouTube. So I thought that, I'm like, it's funny how those things work out. Okay, so those are all the announcements I wanted to make. So let's jump into the haul. A lot of really great pieces that I picked up. I really wanted to highlight this one initially because this got so much attention when I was at Thriftapalooza. It was crazy. Everyone that saw this in my Hulkin bag lost their minds, because what is this? Why did they make this? It's really well done. Like if you look at the paint strokes and stuff, the composition, it's a really well done piece. I'm probably gonna sell this because it just doesn't go with my decor. And future Andi kind of wants it, but I'm also like, is this gonna be part of my decor, you know, in the future? I don't know. But when are you ever gonna find a piece like this again? You won't, because it doesn't make sense. Why was it even made in the first place? So I couldn't help it. I had to buy it when I saw it, and it's such a wild piece. Now, Thriftapalooza is an event that happens in various locations on the West Coast. So if you're in California or Washington and Oregon, definitely check out their events calendar. I would say that a lot of people don't realize that it's not mostly clothes. I think a lot of people think it's mostly clothes, but it's not. It's actually a lot of homewares, at least the one in Portland. And the deals are really, really good. I didn't recognize very many people that I guess you could say, compete with for stuff. And so I feel like the picking was really good. I mean, I was competing with my mom. My God, that woman is always like, she's like so competitive. She's grabbing it. So yeah, I was just mostly competing with her. And not many other resellers that I usually do. Like there's other events that we go to that I'm definitely competing with all my other reselling friends, but this one seems to be kind of forgotten. So next year I may be competing with all you that are watching this, but it definitely is an event that's worth going to. So anyways, really like the people that organize the event. They just have it together, and the event is always really good, and the vendors are always really great, and the deals are good. So anyways, that's just my pitch for the event. So definitely check it out. I think they have one coming up, I feel like in California coming soon, maybe in a couple weeks. But anyways, keep an eye out for their events if you're on the West Coast. Okay, so one of my very favorite things that I got is this amazing wooden box. And the cool part about it is there's this hole on the back that pushes out the carved drawer. And at first I was like, is this old? And then when this came out and you can see the fabric here, I mean, they do not make that type of fabric anymore. This is a vintage mid-century fabric, and it feels so incredibly good. Oh my gosh, I just want to pet it because it is the softest box ever. It is beautiful. Whoever made it must have spent a bajillion hours sanding this down and putting a beautiful finishing coat on it. It is wonderful. So this is going to be available even though it's going to kill me because I love it. And the other box that I love is this one. Now I think this might be a Polish box based on the types of carvings, but this hardware on top is really throwing me off because it's just, I don't know, it's giving me more brutalist vibes, which feels more Spanish, like made in Spain. But I love that it has a compartment here and a compartment here, which I think is awesome. So it has dual purposes, this box. This is gonna be available on Etsy too. Again, another box I wanted to keep because this one was really good. And I have a few more that I got that day too that I'm gonna probably list on Etsy that I'm not gonna show you right now, but just go down in the description and all the links to stuff that's available as of the time of this video are usually linked down there. So one thing that always is surprising me is how much dogs like this, like porcelain dogs and dog figurines, just like animal figurines in general, are selling. I never would think to pick these up and think that there would be a buyer that'd be willing to pay up for these, but there is. Anytime I put them on Etsy, anytime I put them in a vintage booth, they always sell. And I know I keep telling you guys this, and I'm just constantly still surprised. So animal figurines, do not sleep on those. This horse sculpture here, I thought was awesome. It is made out of stone. I mean, look at all the detail. It's extremely solid. These can chip very easily. So the fact that it is largely intact is a miracle because they always have, there's like a teeny tiny bit of a chippy up there, which is very common with this type of stone. This type of stone is not very resilient. Actually, it chips very easy. But I got these as a bundle deal from the same vendor and she had so many dogs and I wanted to buy them all, but I wanted to only select like the right ones because I guess I'm still second guessing me picking up dogs. Even though I keep like getting good feedback because they sell, I still feel like, what if I buy the wrong one and I'm saddled with a bunch of these dogs? I don't know. Because I don't mind overbuying on stuff that I decorate with personally, but I feel I'd never want to overbuy on stuff that if it's sad, I'd be like, oh man, what am I going to do with these? So anyways, this is a window into my decision-making process when I buy things, especially outside of what I personally pick up typically, except for the Staffordshire dogs. Those are dog figurines I love. But anyways, yeah, very excited about these finds and they're going to be on Etsy. So moving on to some brass. So I got really lucky on the brass. I got a bunch of tiny little brass figurines that are going to go to my vintage booth. And then I got this giant brass apple, the biggest brass canister apple I have ever gotten. I can't believe they made one this large. It's in great shape. It's so cool. Like the stem is very like lifelike to me. Super excited about this. Apple stuff, like I've always told you guys over the years, are always popular because of teachers. I'm amazed at how many teachers are probably getting my brass apples. It's just, or stone apples, apple anything, frankly. They just love to give them to teachers or new graduates that are going to be teachers. And this is just such a statement piece. I feel like this could appeal to anybody, not just an educator, but I still can't believe that they made one this large. So I got a lot of brass birds. So I picked this one up because I've sold it before. It's a giant brass parrot. I love picking up things that I've sold before. It makes the listing process so much easier. Paid up for this, I want to say it was like 20 something, but I think this will be listed probably for around 68. So there's, you know, still quite a bit of margin in it. And then I also got, speaking of dogs, I got this really cute brass dog. And I think at some point he may have gone on a base, but he stands perfectly fine on his own. So I don't think that's a big deal that the base is gone. I think he looks cuter without a base. Usually the bases that brass figurines went on, if they were the type that had a base, they do not look good at this point. They look really sad and tired and you wish that they didn't have a base. And so I'm kind of glad that this guy was not on his. But I thought he was really, really cute and this is going to be on Etsy too. A couple more art pieces I picked up. I got this beautiful moody floral in this white painted frame. If it didn't have a white frame, I might consider keeping it because I love floral art. As you guys know, I have a floral art wall and this is kind of heading into that mini category. But because my walls are white, it just was kind of, you know, it would blend in. So I'm deciding like, no, I probably won't do it and I'll list it for you guys. Now, if it doesn't sell right away, I may just take it out of the frame and put it in a new frame that does match things. So maybe talking myself into it as I'm showing it to you guys. So if this is something you want, you better buy it soon, because I think I can make a case for it for myself here in a hot second. But yeah, I was really excited to find a floral piece of art. You guys know art is my favorite thing to find. So another genre of art that does well for me is seasonal art like this. This is definitely like a kind of like a moodier winter scene. I just love the teeny tiny like birds. I mean, I was gonna say penguins, but this is clearly not Antarctica. I just think it's just a very cool piece. And art on board, I do sell a lot of it, so it doesn't need to be framed. It can be like this. This size is very unique. So anytime you can find art that's long or an interesting shape, it tends to have a buyer, because everyone's kind of, you know, you get tired of just stuff that's square and rectangle and not like really long like this. This is almost like a yard long size long, if you're familiar with those yard long photos. But I thought it was a really great piece. Seasonal art just is always, there's always a buyer. It's always a good seller for me, because people love decorating for the seasons and they don't always want something like cheap and, you know, without character from like a big box store. They want something like this. So yeah, really excited about this piece. Okay, so the final piece I wanted to show you before we move on to the estate sale stuff is this beautiful handmade glass figurine. Now, when I saw it, I thought, ooh, that could be something special. And then when I picked it up and turned it over and it had a signature on the bottom, I was like, okay, this is probably a well-known piece. Did not have time to really look the person up, and I was so excited when I brought it home to find out it actually is a very quality piece, and it's worth, you know, a good amount of money. So the artist is Ramson. I cannot pronounce their name, so I'm going to put it on the screen because it's very, very long. But they are the only full-time Hopi glass blower, apparently, according to this profile. They're just a really well-respected glass blower, and they have the most beautiful pieces. And I was just really validated in that moment. I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm starting to understand glass, have an eye for it, and I'm feeling more confident being able to recognize pieces of quality, similar to how I feel when I pick up a piece of pottery. Like, I can go out and find pottery, and I can be pretty confident if it's something that's going to sell, because either the style or the way it's made. I know enough about it now where I feel confident to pick those pieces up. Glass, I'm just now starting to feel like that, and this helped reinforce the fact that I am developing an eye and learning. So yeah, I was really excited about this piece. It has a really good like feel to it, like in the hand to hold it. It sits really nicely on its own. It's just a really very cool piece. I think it might be similar to, I'm telling myself it's like almost like a, I don't know, religious statue. It's giving me Mary vibes, so that's probably not necessarily what they were going for maybe, but you guys know me. I can see a religious, you know, Mary statue in nearly anything shaped like this, whether it's abstract or not. So I just thought it was a very cool piece. This will be available on Etsy. And yeah, I was really excited to find it. Okay, so let's move on to the estate sale stuff. Now, I paid up for these. They're the really ornate brass frames. They were $30 a piece, which I know for a lot of you, you're like, yeah, like why would you invest that much? But they go for either 100 or more than 100 bucks typically on Etsy. And so that's why I picked them up. And I think they're really great. I love the fact that they're both unusual shapes. Just know, usually when you find these, they typically don't have any glass or anything in them. I don't even know if they originally, frankly, came with glass, just because I never find the glass when I find these. But they always have to have a kickstand. So make sure you look the fact that they have a kickstand, and also the fact that they have some hardware here that would keep the picture or piece of art in place. This one is kind of cool because it actually has like a spring-loaded thing here that keeps the art in, rather than the little swivel pieces. So yeah, two different types of frames. This one has some stamping on the back, but yeah, I thought they were very, very cool, and I was really excited to pick them up. Another brass thing that I got at the estate sale is this calendar, which I've sold before. I just love it because you pop it out, and depending on where you pop it in and out, it changes like the dates and stuff. Really, really fun. It was only $2.50, which I thought was a really good deal. I've sold this before in my vintage booth, and that's where this one will go. But I'm always really excited to find these, because I don't know, they're just something about the ability to turn the dates and stuff and like mark the calendar like this is just like magical to me. I know it sounds silly, but like the ritual of it just appeals to me, I guess. So something really dumb I picked up at that estate sale is this dude. He is a pencil sharpener, and he has a letter opener. And I think because my son is like, you know, learning to write, he's in kindergarten, so he's, you know, learning to write, and we have to constantly sharpen pencils. I'm like, oh, this would be a really fun pencil sharpener to have on our counter versus like the Crayola one we have. So I think that's why I got it, but it's $8.50, which seems high to me for this dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about him, but I just love these characters. These like little Japanese wooden characters were very popular. It seems like in like, I don't know, sometime mid-century. And I've always thought they were hysterical. Like, look at this guy. He has like frown lines. And look at those ears. I mean, the face got me. It was really, really cute. But this is one of the things I'm like, really? I paid $8.50 for that? So as you can see, that estate sale was priced high. Those frames, this little dude, yeah, not necessarily great deals. That calendar was a good deal. I mean, I'm gonna make money on like those picture frames, like I said, but this guy, yeah, $8.50 still is a little steep to me. Okay, so moving on to some pieces I actually got in the mail. So I got these adorable brass penguins. I've always wanted penguins and never found any in my price range. And these two cuties were finally. I'm gonna make them available for you guys. The best part is they have a lot of sheen on them still. And so this is an example of patina that I feel like is really good and then I would leave. And I know you guys are surprised because I clean up almost all brass that I get, but that's because most brass is really gross and it's just has like too much wear to it or nicotine stains and dust. It's just gross. But these ones that I've got, along with this guy, this awesome ostrich in like mid-run, they are all really great. So this is kind of what the brass looks like after I clean it, once it's had a chance to like be out in the environment again. So when you clean vintage brass, in case you are new to cleaning brass, it will get really, really shiny and gold. In some cases, it can almost be like white gold because it shines up so much. If you don't like that look, it doesn't matter because at some point it's going to look like this. And sometimes it can only take a few months before it ages back down like this, especially if you're handling it or if you're in an environment where there's a lot of like humidity, moisture, whatever in the air, then it's going to age even faster. So yeah, you never have to worry about brass staying too shiny because it will never stay like that unless it's lacquered, and these are unlacquered. These are gonna come to Etsy, and I can't believe how many birds I've been finding lately. Okay, so the final thing I wanted to show you is this amazing stool. And the reason why I wanted to highlight it is because some of the pieces that you guys will have seen in the Etsy workshop that I have not listed yet, because I did not list everything that I got that day for that special project footage, are going to be made available in my Etsy shop very soon, like this amazing stool. The patina in love of this stool and life it had is just, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's been reinforced. You can see right there that there's a metal piece that keeps that section together. The hardware varies. You could tell that each time it needed to be shorn up again because it was used by so many different people in its life. And the nail heads are so irregular and interesting. They're just so old. It's just a heavy old piece with so much patina. It's a very cool piece. And so this and some of the other things that you will have seen in that footage are gonna be available on Etsy soon. I held them back from listing because I wanted to make sure I didn't need them for any more footage in the videos. And so that I didn't wanna like sell it and then realize, oh no, I needed to do more of a close-up or I needed to do this or that with it. So those pieces now, because that project is over, those pieces are gonna be released to you guys soon. So definitely keep an eye out for those. Okay, so those are all the items I wanted to show you, but I had one more thing I wanted to bring up before I let you go. So my last video, the marketing tips video, some of you said that the speed of information coming at you was too fast. And you guys know me for being a fast talker. But I came from like the corporate world, and when I did corporate video, like fast delivery was something that was very important because people didn't have a lot of time, and most people want the information as fast as possible because they want to get it and move on. But I know for some of you guys, you want to just sit down, relax, and watch it and not feel rushed. So you can actually adjust the speed of the person talking to you in your video. So if you go up into settings, you can change the speed. So if I'm talking too fast, you can slow me down. If I'm talking too slow, you can even speed me up even more. My husband watches things at 2 times the speed. So I just want to let you guys know, you don't have to suffer through a fast video of me. You can actually slow me down and it'll be much more enjoyable for you. So I wanted to mention that to you. So make sure you look at those settings and adjust them as you need. Okay, so that is all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.